Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of VTuber Interviews, starring Cosmic Coffee, the Astral Butler, with
And
Mike.
Antara. Oh,
Hello,
go
everyone.
ahead. Finish. I
Oh,
butted in.
episode 4. I was just gonna say with my co-host, Antara Scarlet. Sorry,
And
Princess Antara Scarlet.
Princess Antara Scarlet.
You see, every time I
It
don't
is
say
that.
that, I get stabbed a little more. You
Yeah,
see,
by
my
the
ankles are
tail.
full of holes, not hails. So, welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself any further, Cosmic?
Okay, so I am Cosmic Coffee. I have not revealed my name yet. I am an astral butler that is older than the Earth itself, or around the same age. I am basically traveling the galaxy and the universe to discover new baking recipes to add to my bakery. My bakery is located at the end of space and at the end of time. So a lot of people have gone, a lot of deities I've come across. I have an astral form that I cannot show to people. It is an astral form that uh, people who are specific beings the astral form that I have is basically someone that we care, cherish, and support and love will basically be picked for us. But yeah, I've also appeared to not have legs. I think I haven't successfully appeared on Earth correctly, so hopefully, I don't know what's taking so long, but yeah, glad to be here.
Hell
Like
yeah.
your legs need to catch up to you or something, right?
That happens to the best of
Uh,
us.
yeah,
Or
Yeah.
maybe it's just me. That might be a me thing.
technically, it's more of that we're using an old bit of technology that we haven't uh, really used in a while, so we're slowly working on a new one. So
Okay.
hopefully by then my legs should be back.
Yes, it's definitely due to old technology, and I definitely wasn't. I definitely don't just glitch out like this all the time or anything. Yep. Yes.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to the leg reveal.
Leg reveal when? Let's go.
Like, yeah, let's go.
Alright. So, welcome, and thank you very much for coming. And I am going to throw you right into the ring with our first question. And this is a very important question. It is, quite simply speaking, the question of what is your favorite type of cheese?
All right, that was a very unexpected question, but I will have to go with either blue cheese or Humboldt Fog. It is very
Oh,
creamy. It
oh,
is a cheese that is kind of a bit strong because it's made with, I believe, sheep's milk or goat milk. It is a goat cheese, I believe. I may be wrong with my cheese knowledge, but anything doing with bread, I will understand. Maybe a bit of cafe. I'm still teaching myself that, but it'd have to be those types of cheeses.
Interesting. Okay, the
what,
cultured
what
response.
was the first time? What was the first type of cheese you said?
I said blue cheese.
Oh, oh, acquired taste there. I love blue cheese as well, but it tastes great on everything, literally. But there's some things you want to put on.
I mean, not with that attitude, but.
What?
That's fair. I'm not a big fan of blue cheese. I think it is valid and it has its place, but that place is definitely not going to be anywhere near my food. Nonetheless, it is a nice, unique response. I like it. Don't like blue cheese, but hell yeah. Goat cheese is fucking gross, but I respect it because you would subject yourself to it. So hell yeah. Um, nice cheese. Uh
We really like your cheese, Cosmic.
Uh,
God,
I
Butler.
mean, I mean, it has to be a required taste. So
Yeah.
also having to work as a butler, I have to kind of not change my palate, but basically adapt. Or that's me. Well, saying that that's the same thing. Um,
Expand. It's like
it,
I think that's
yeah,
the word you're looking for.
expand on a lot more palettes, and typically, if uh, also one of them is kind of learning new recipes for my bakery. So yeah, it is an acquired taste, I will say. Typically, not a lot of people like it or enjoy it, but it is really good.
Oh,
That makes
hey,
sense.
may I have the honor of asking the next question here?
Absolutely. Yeah, might as well go back and forth,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I kind of want to stay on the food topic, and
Ooh.
I know I was squirreled over this question in my answer. Um, is a hot dog a taco, a sandwich, or something else altogether?
Okay, so what defines a sandwich? Typically, it is a either any type of bread that you have that is particularly a loaf. Mostly you can make sandwiches from baguettes. Is typically condiments added, so it's either any piece of any piece of meat, typically ham, if you prefer that. Any vegetables of your choosing, anything that is pickled, I believe. Any other condiments like salt, pepper, typically ketchup. If you want to add ketchup, I know a lot of people do, but is a hot dog either a taco, a sandwich,
Or
or
something
what,
else
or something else? Okay.
altogether? Yeah.
I
And
can
calling
instantly,
a hot dog does not count.
I can instantly say that it is not a taco. That is a that involves a tortilla, which is
You,
something that is
you
completely different.
buffer. You see, form does matter.
You
I
see,
It, I believe
thickness
it's
does
more,
matter.
but here's the one thing that I can technically counter with that, because in a particular country within Earth, that I have come across, there is a food that is called choripan, which is in Spanish means, well, chori means chorizo or sausage, and pan means bread. So typically, a choripan is a sandwich. So by by the deductions that I have made, a hot dog is technically a sandwich.
interesting.
Oh,
So that does mean, however, that you consider Shadowban to also be a sandwich by your own self-made definitions, not the other way around. I do find that interesting. So instead of taking the exception and categorizing it as such, you consider that to be the staple and define it around it.
Correct. It is typically a lot of people will say that sandwiches can be just two pieces of bread and whatever you want in between. So typically you can either have a fruit sandwich, which is typically whipped cream with any cut fruit. That
Who
is
the fuck?
typically
Who the
um,
fuck?
that does sound really good. Did you say whipped cream sandwich? Oh my god.
sandwich, which is typically whipped cream with any type of fruit. So typically you can have kiwis in it, or the one that I know of um, in England is technically a tea sandwich, which is either um, I believe a type of cream with either cucumbers sliced into and then kind of combined, or no, or mainly it's a cream that has been put on the bread and then little pieces of cucumber. It's kind of like a finger food. The other thing is also that the Japanese have made something called, well, it's the same thing. It's a basically a fruit sandwich or a fruit sando, which is typically fruit with some sort of cream has been spread on the bread, cut in half, and typically you can eat it like that.
Interesting.
That's so cool. So technically, you could take a slice of pizza and put it in between bread, and that be a sandwich.
Um,
That
that's
my
different though.
dear, that my dear would be known as a calzone. That is not
Yeah.
that is what it would be.
I think that's just what the pizza
though
calls
argu- though arguably, A calzone in itself would just be a wrap. So it's like, you know.
But a wrap is a sandwich.
Listen, Scarlett, we know you have bad opinions, but it's okay. We don't
Shut
need
up. That's a
to.
Okay.
All right. Interesting. I like the answer. You're wrong, but I respect it. Nice. Let's see. How about this? I would like real quick to I am channeling your creator. You are no longer yourself, the vessel. It is now whoever is ascended beyond controlling you. What it hold on, let me rephrase that fucking fucked up sentence again. What was your original idea for a design, if the current one varies at all from this one? From the last one, I mean.
So originally it wasn't going to be a Butler design. It was actually going to be just I was mainly going with the theme. Well, it was going to be space originally. Um, I feel like the whole idea of being a human was kind of played out for a bit. I could have gone with the whole deity situation, gone with either a demigod or actually been a specific god. I know someone who is I believe a god, demigod, I think. I don't remember, but Scarlet should know. They have also encountered this particular person. I feel like
Definitely have. Yes, I know this person. Yeah.
I went with there was a lot of ideas that went through my head, particularly, but one idea that I felt would probably work a lot, and typically I haven't really seen a lot of people do it, was more of a Butler theme. So from there, I went with that, and I went in particularly the direction of who I looked up to as a mentor, or in this case, as a senpai, um, someone who I decided I want to follow in that same specific theme and continue forward wherever the wind takes me up to the point where I get into like a corporate position from there. Afterwards, I can then change my theme or just continue going with the space theme. It does depend on how I feel or what is given to me at that point.
Can I take a moment to address my chat? I need to say hi to people.
No,
I feel so rude.
not allowed.
No?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, say
I
hi.
won't say
Say
hi,
hi.
Ghosty. Welcome to my chat. I hope you're doing well. And today we are interviewing Cosmic here. Okay, that would do. For now.
Do you mind if I steal your next question turn real quick? Because I have a follow up to what was mentioned,
Ah,
and you
yeah,
can you
sure.
can have two instead afterwards. All right.
Oh, Ghosty says hi, Cosmic.
Hello, Ghosty. How are you?
Ghosty, I can't believe this. I see how it is.
This is a different ghost than the one you know.
Oh, I see. Um, let's see. So my question to you is this then: who is your Oshi?
I was technically looking forward to this question because I knew that this would probably have been one of the questions asked. Um, so I would say that I have a lot, and particularly, I could either go with the one that has led me down this rabbit hole, or I can go with any other choice. But particularly, the one that I will choose has been the one that I've looked up to as a way to. She is technically my driving force to become a VTuber and hopefully one day reach the big leagues at that point. And that person is Tsukumo-sana. Um, I have particularly looked up, being a fan of her since since her debut stream, and maybe in particularly the destruction of Earth twice, as from what I've seen.
It's okay.
Um, from there, that was the first actual Oshi that I said I will support 100%. And from there, going through many, I haven't really decided. It was only with her where I decided I want to support her, up until whenever I get into the future. And from there, try to watch most of the streams. I watched a majority of them. However, it gets to a point where, or it got to a point where, uh, a specific month is typically a month that a lot of people dread, um, particularly in that whole community, because one of another kind of the founding mother of that whole group also may or may not have graduated during that month. And just hearing
You can feel free to
that
say the
whole,
names, by the way.
um, uh, Kiryu Koko was the founding mother of Hololive EN, kind of sung because it was my very first and only Oshi that I would actually go on to support. After the whole graduation, I was talking with other people about, um, well, not to mention that I may or may not have cried like a baby that day when the final stream.
Sweet. Oh,
Um, but I was talking with other people, and they also agree that there isn't anyone else that would kind of dethrone her. Uh, she would be the only Oshi that I would watch, and from there, I tried watching the others, and I just really couldn't. It got to a point that I tried, I even forced myself to, and it got to a point where I couldn't really watch them all or
no
watch them to the
matter
fullest at that
no
point.
matter what, I respect your opinion, but my Oshi's still the greatest.
You see, here's
Thank
the thing about that, Scarlet. You're wrong. Because
Don't
it's
glitch
two
out,
it's two
Butler.
v1
Glitch.
here.
Oh
Because
god.
here's the thing. We have
Yeah?
something in common. The
Oh
Butler and the Error
yeah.
know the pain of losing our Oshis very well.
Both my Oshis are still around, so suck it.
Well, if they keep eating moldy fucking sandwiches, they won't.
I mean, I can technically say that none of them have made an impact as much as the both of them did, so I wouldn't really
Probably not.
talk.
Also, hi Saki Ghosty. Thank you for coming today. I'm happy you're here. This is
Yay.
the other ghost.
Okay.
There's two ghosts in my chat.
Yeah. I
Love it.
I understand the pain as well. I was in tears.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So, your Oshi is also Sana, right? Buffer?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh,
Okay.
it appears my fucking tracking failed. God damn it.
I
Yeah, just
feel
go with
forced
it.
to disclose who mine is. Mine is, well, I have two. It's, my main one is Kiara Takanashi. Then it's Crony. So, I just fell in love with, Kiara. And honestly, that's what got me into VTubing as well. Is her. So, just watching her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay, maybe that's what the next question should be. If you didn't answer that, what inspired you to start VTubing? I feel like that's already been answered, but I don't know.
I believe that was already answered with the other question. It was well, technically it goes kind of a bit further back. when I was little, I saw that a lot of people were, I kind of saw a lot of people back then kind of earning money, and I said, you know what, I kind of want to do this because, like, why not? It seemed fun. Um, if it didn't really work out, like, I mean, I can always say that I tried and attempted a dream. Um, and particularly, decided I want to do this, but I didn't really have the necessary funds to kind of also fund that whole dream. But now that I do, and now that I can slowly get new parts, get new um, computers, basically brand new technology, I can just start to do it. And also going back that since she is my driving force to become a VTuber, I might as well just, continue that whole burning passion to reach the stars one day.
You can join me up there. Visit my home star, okay? Please.
I may or may not have come across your father.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, Cosmic has a father?
I said I may or may not have come across your father.
Oh, my father. Oh, yeah, the king. Yeah. I'm surprised you're alive.
Well, as someone who cannot be, as someone who cannot technically die, as space is technically somewhat living and dead. You can typically say it as, what is it? How mortals say it, Schrodinger's cat, I believe. You either open the box and think that the cat is alive or that the cat is dead. So particularly since I am made of stardust, I am technically
Is that what
both.
Schrodinger's cat is?
Yes.
The Schrodinger's cat was basically a cat that he put in a box with a radioactive material, I believe, and he deduced that the cat, if he opened the box, would either be alive or that the cat would be dead.
Well, did
I don't remember exactly, but
I've only been here on Earth for the past 3 years, so I don't know this either.
I'll just put you in the box. We can find out.
What? Oh God.
Nothing.
Please no. I'll get my father here. No. Unless you want this planet invaded by uh
From what you've told
a
me, it's
bed
not
a
gonna.
bed of angry scorpions and
Nothing's gonna
stuff.
change anyway. Um. All right.
Yeah.
So
Our powers are useless.
and also
We can stab you with our
also
tails, but
to answer your question of how I stay alive, I was more of a servant as I had to work for but take but particularly it was meant as a way for me to gain experience. Typically, everyone who is an astral being that either goes down the path of butler and maid have to work for royalty. Doesn't matter on what solar system, what planet, what dimension, what time period. So long as we work for royalty, we have to gain experience that way.
alrighty.
that's very interesting. I like that. Hey, Buffer, I'm wondering if our chats ask cosmic questions if they want to.
Why certainly. Technically,
Okay.
all questions are up to the person being asked whether they want to answer them or not, and obviously use self discretion to filter out ones that are shitposts.
Okay. I like having my chat interact with stuff. So, chat, if you want to ask Cosmic a question, feel free to ask, and I will reply that question to them, and they may or may not answer. It's up to them. So, okay. Since I asked the previous question, I feel like Buffer, go ahead.
All right. So honestly, talk to me about your hobbies. I'd like to hear just kind of the through and through, the things you enjoy, the things that make you happy. Of course, in within those, the things you wish to talk about publicly, of course.
Um, so hobbies. I like learning about new recipes, typically baking recipes, because I can then kind of test out certain ingredients to uh essentially make new things. But before you say anything, no, I'm not going to be experimental with certain things. I'm not going to be that type of person.
Coward.
Um, I like to read
Ghosty loves baking,
sometimes.
by the way. So you share that with Ghosty.
Um, I like to attempt to make drinks. Um,
Oh.
the other thing is that I, from time to time, play video games on my off time. Uh, I watch anime, as I believe mortals do, and I believe that's it. I don't really do much. Maybe the occasional sport here and there, but I don't really do much.
Alrighty. That you say not really much, right? But then you just gave us a big list. I think that's perfectly adequate.
Yeah, I think that was great. You mentioned making drinks. What's your favorite like drink to make? Like an espresso or matcha tea or chai latte or
So I have gone on to make chai tea not too long ago. I've made it, I believe, 3 times. I have made I believe I've tried to do espressos. I still haven't gotten the ratio to it yet, but either it comes out very strong and bitter, or it just comes out very watery. Um, the other is kind of making a mix, kind of boiling. Um, one of them is kind of doing pumpkin puree with milk and kind of adding sugar to that, mixing it, and then um, pouring it into coffee. Is that I have gone on to make something called dalgona. If you do not know
Dunkin'?
what that is, the from the top of my head, it's particularly coffee with water and sugar, just mixed to the point where, from what I was taught, it was to whip it 100 times up until it becomes very light and airy and fluffy and kind of have
I,
stiff peaks.
I'm looking that up right now. Oh my god, that looks so delicious. I just want to devour that.
So typically you would add it to either cold milk if you want it cold, or you would heat up some milk. Um, I believe a quarter of milk. I think 3/4 cup of milk. I believe just enough to kind of once it's peaked enough, you then grab a spoonful of it, put it on top, and then mix it that way. I have believe I've gone on to make Irish coffee. That one's also a good one. Uh, but there is still more things that I would like to make.
Okay,
Nice.
okay.
What's something you look forward to making? Something that you like either, it might not be immediate. It might be like, oh, once I've worked up the skill, I want to try this specific thing or something.
Um, I feel like probably slowly mastering certain things. Probably master making drinks first, or complete my baking skills. That is one thing that I would like to kind of work on and then complete, hopefully, and then start showing it off to others. Well, particularly here on Earth, because, well, it's different being from not being here. This is a whole
Yeah.
new environment for me, and hopefully make
Did you
enough.
did
What?
you get run over by those things they call cars too?
No, I have not.
No?
On
Okay, okay, that's good.
when you've gone through an asteroid belt, you kind of know the same thing.
Yeah, I just teleport, so we don't have to go through those.
Yeah, you say that, but I've
Well,
seen your fucking imprints in the cement before.
for me, it's that
I'm gonna debug you one day, Glitch, okay?
It's fair. Oh, by the way, check Discord if you have a second. Yes, immersion break, I know. But just to fix a thing in the stream. Anyways, as you were saying.
well, originally I was told to use the teleporter to get to Earth because it was actually going to be a long trip. And so I technically just fly through space trying to get from planet to planet. Typically going through wormholes if there's any tear in a kind of tear between space and time. Uh, there's something that kind of oozes out, which is something that isn't consumable for humans. It's technically we can still eat it. Those who are astral beings, because it's just something like every day, like how people just eat jam. It's the same way. This is technically a kind of gel almost that if humans consume will technically go insane and will revert into madness, basically chaos. It will not return back to normal. They can consume it, but if just do not go over a certain amount. I believe it's 3 tablespoons for a human.
So what you're saying is I can still go two tablespoons in.
You can still go 2 tablespoons, but there'll still be some side effects to it.
God, do I
You're
want
not a
that?
human. You're a glitch. You're not a human, so you can have like 4 or
I
5.
don't know what you're talking about. I'm clearly just a normal human. Um,
Okay. Okay.
at least my insides are, and I sure as fuck think that's close enough. And mostly anyway. Um, listen. Side effects, side effects. I want some of that fucking forbidden goo, and I want to taste it now.
Uh,
I realized my phrasing after I've spoken it, but you know what?
that was
We're committing.
awful.
We are committing.
Everyone clip that. Clip
We are
that.
committing to it. I've already said it. I am confident. I want the fucking. How do I say this in a way that's reasonable? I want to try the danger goop. There we go. That sounds better.
You want to try the cream that has high viscosity?
No,
Is
no,
that what you're
we're not
trying?
saying that. Yeah, I mean, you said it,
Viscosity?
but
But I think that's much better than what you just said. Come on.
whatever you think.
Oh
how,
god. It's a science term. It's
how about we have our
science.
guests decide which one sounds worse?
It doesn't matter in both aspects. It just sounds not correct. I believe the terminology that is used is called yabai, or yabe. So
I am not. I am not yabai.
You are yabai.
Oh.
Admit it. Admit it.
If you keep doing this, I'm yabai out of here, okay?
Bring it the fuck on! Let's go!
No.
Alright,
Okay.
so, here's a question. Simple question. Not too complex. Kind of similar to the first one. You're given a weapon, right? No. You choose a weapon. What is it? No context, you don't know the enemies, you don't know anything. What is the weapon you would choose? What feels right in your hands? Or however else you would hold the weapon.
Deep question.
I killed them with my words.
Would our butler friend use like food as a weapon? Or would that just be mistreatment to the food?
That sounds like food abuse.
But you're using it, you're extending the purposeness
Why
of the
would
food.
you commit food abuse? You could eat it.
what would
Okay,
I
well,
use?
if there's no other way. Okay.
Well, typically most butlers and maids from where I've been trained are typically trained to use anything as a weapon. Um, if I had to choose, I would probably your traditional uh knife that you would use to kind of eat. I feel like that I would kind of use, or a staff of sorts.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So you would go with something like that. In your training, do you also know how to do things like throwing techniques and that sort of thing too, or just simply hand to hand?
We've been trained to do everything, so uh,
Nice.
so don't get on my bad side, essentially.
Well, you may
Well,
have a knife, but
that's
I
a
just
good
have a
weapon.
gun. Like, I know gun fu.
Get gun fu?
I
Like
let's
get gun?
I
Gun?
it's like kung fu, right? Except I don't know martial arts and I have a gun.
Uh,
It's perfect.
your your primal usage of weapons, I see.
It works.
Not against us, unfortunately.
That's when you change the type of ammo.
Oh. You see, you joined a VTuber interview. We're interviewing Cosmic here in the chair. Right now they're talking about guns, so guns. So what a time to join there.
And that is interesting to know. And I know what equipment to keep away from the table or keep near the table. That'd be better because you know, I I I I don't plan on intruding dangerously, so I'm not worried about being stabbed myself. Scarlet, however,
What?
invasion.
Oh, I have a tail and I'm part scorpion. What do you think I'm gonna do with a tail?
Uh, well, from my ankles, it seems like stabbing. But either way, your turn with a question, princess.
Oh, my turn. Okay. Question. I wanted to ask this question earlier. I've kind of forgot it now. Um, you're talking about your hobbies and how you play video games. So, I want to know what an idea for a game or like an alternate take on a game you have that you wish existed. Like a game you wish existed or like a spin on a game that you want.
An alternate game or spin on one. So you're saying like a spin-off of a game, or an existing idea just with the same franchise?
It could be either one.
Uh,
Alternatively, it could be referring to like wind a mechanic back. Let me give you an example. Uh, in the Mario Brothers series, the second game changed up the gameplay entire, or I should say, the Americanized second game entirely changed up the
Yeah,
gameplay style, flow, and
the
feel, and then was never done again.
okay. Technically, there wouldn't be anything. The only one that I kind of hope and wish for, if it's something in particular, would have to be an existing idea in another video game universe, like in a franchise. Particularly for me, it would be uh, if you know Paper Mario, it would for me it would more be a more along the lines of a Paper Zelda. If hopefully that makes any sense.
Yeah.
In particular, or at least the actual RPG aspect for The Legend of Zelda. Not to say that the second one wasn't. I kind of, because the second one and also Castlevania 2, Simon's Curse, I believe, was also done in the same aspect of the RPG aspect. And then it was kind of fixed better later on when Symphony of the Night was made. Or if you're a purist, Gekka no Nocturne, I believe that's what it was called. If it was to be remade, I would probably, or done, I would probably wish for a Paper Zelda one of these days.
That is perfectly fair. I can imagine something like that.
Yeah, I would totally play that.
Like, all right, so
Yeah,
with the clarity of papers thematic, but in writing, but like of the original two, because the new ones are kind of ass. In terms of the like Paper Mario, Color Splash and Origami or whatever the fuck. No, Origami King was kind of a little better. I'm trying to think. Sticker Stars needs to burn. But yeah, oh my word, the original Paper Mario and the GameCube one I have not played yet. That's actually going to be something I'm going to be streaming probably in the next few months. I bought the disc recently.
I haven't played.
The disc
I'll probably come to that.
Hell yeah, the disc is fucking expensive. Oh my god. But yeah, that sounds fucking nice, right? Like, because you could revisit a lot of characters and things and scenarios in entirely new lights. You could have actual fucking personality assigned to what would normally be generic enemies. I love the sound of that in every goddamn way possible. And then
Meanwhile, I have never played any Paper like Mario games or anything.
You need to fix that. The first one's so good.
When was the first one?
It was for the Nintendo 64. But it's also on Nintendo Switch Online if you have the stupidly priced expansion pack.
Okay, thanks for running my things.
You're welcome!
Or you can do it the, not so, I mean, there's a way that should just be where, like, edit is added, or should say redacted over my mouth.
Yeah, I don't
you can
know
do
what
it the way of using ROMs and emulators. You can try to do that.
Well, no, it's perfectly fine to say anyone can use ROMs for anything they want, as long as you totally hold on. Let me look at the camera so it has my eyes rendered properly. So as long as you totally buy the game, you can rip your own ROMs easily.
Technically, that is a gray zone. If you own the copy of the game, you can technically grab the emulator and the ROM for it.
Exactly.
Or own
in the gray zone. You're not trying hard enough, I feel. I'm a little bit of a...
It technically is a gray zone because there isn't a law for it. There is a law for running games, technically emulating them. However, that gray zone is obviously, of course, something that you wouldn't expect, or unless you have the overpriced NSO, which I have.
Well, it's different from country to country, right? At least in the United States, you cannot get dunked on for emulating if you have ripped the ROM from a cartridge you own. It is completely non-great. Like, there's nothing, you can't do shit about it. Why, you can't use the game you bought? No. So it at least over here, yeah, you can just do that and be like, fine, you're good. You are like actually past the gray zone. If you rip your own ROM, you're safe. I don't know what they're doing up in the area around the Space Cafe, but
it doesn't sound like they're playing ROMs of any games. It doesn't sound like that.
Apparently.
No. But then again, they're probably mastering, like space strengths and all that.
Space drinks and throwing knives.
Yeah, of course. Or there's also gun fu. Maybe you should bring that to them. But they don't need that. They have space powers.
Here's the thing: gunfu would be very bad in space because equal and opposite force means that you fire a gun, it launches a projectile, sure, but you also launch back. Gravity is the reason why gunfu can work. So, I don't know about using that in space. It seems like a pretty bad idea. But I respect the drift. Yeah. So, I have another question for you. Did you go to school, despite being astral? Did you have a simpler education prior? Or were you just trained in the art of being a
There are curriculars that we have. I believe it's similar to how Earth has how you're trained to do a job before. You are, I believe it's called a major here on Earth.
yeah.
You're kind of trained from, uh, can't say a teenager because I am not. I am several billion years old, I think.
Ancient.
So I
Or
can't
is that
really.
young? Is that young?
Well, I mean, all right. So here's the thing,
In
right?
terms
Like,
of
I mean,
space.
once you get to the thousands, you
Yeah,
just have
in
teens
terms of
again,
space.
and then when you get to the 10,000s, you have teens again. It's still teens. It's just different intervals of it.
I can't really answer that correctly and or honestly because technically I look like I'm young. I am technically not. Um, I don't think we believe in kind of like teenagers. I believe we think of it as, how can I explain this? Um, well, in this aspect to make it easier, uh, it would be in the realm of being a teenager. So from there, we are taught uh, basically everything that we're supposed to know, numerous languages. I believe Ancient Scorpion was one of them. That was one I had to take.
How can you move
Way,
your jaw that way? That sounds painful.
there's a way to do it. We kind of mastered
Nice.
that aspect. The other one being that once we finish a majority of that, our last year as kind of a teenager, we have to actually, well, to go in more human terms, it's junior year. Once we complete, by sophomore year, we complete our curriculars. Junior year, we're already thrown into training as either a butler or maid.
God, I wish that were me. Um,
You'll be the
I
butler,
think I
right?
just coughed for a moment, real quick. You heard nothing. Everyone heard nothing. Um,
You would be
nice.
the butler, right?
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
But,
Anyway,
okay, thanks. It'd be
yeah,
like that
hell
one
yeah.
anime.
I
Be like
was.
that one anime.
There's a few.
Chia Yafuru.
um,
I think it's called Chia Yafuru
I don't
or
know.
something. Oh
Maybe.
no, it's Mayo Chiki. Mayo Chiki.
No, I'm
Or
bad with names.
yeah.
But
Oh,
so so that question was actually because I want to ask you, what was your favorite class in school? It was a lead-in. I did a tricky thing. Wahahaha.
that's a really good lead in there. I really like that transition. You did. But nice.
It's called asking a
Favorite,
question before a question. I know, I'm so
favorite
advanced.
class. Hmm. I probably have to say my least favorite was Ancient Scorpion because that took a while to kind of translate a majority of it. Um,
Yeah, it does. It's a bunch of clicking sounds. It's really not. Yeah, it's a bunch of hissing.
favorite,
Yeah.
favorite class.
Or alternatively, favorite few if you cannot decide amongst a few.
Between learning about the stars, maybe learning about bending space and time if you
What?
ever advanced further, which I never did. I only took just to kind of pass the curriculars and move on to being a butler.
Oh, okay. No interest in those annoying extra classes, like giving yourself the ability to bend space and time. Just not your sort of thing.
Just
Well, we know the terminology of different tears in space. I believe not too long ago, we have encountered an alternate universe, um, where someone manages to do it. They kind of taught a little bit of the so this is going to be funny, but the interdimensional flux or the goo that Buffer would like to consume, if harnessed and compressed into a gas, was technically copium, as you
Let's
humans
fucking go!
is what you humans use to consume. But for us, it is technically the same thing. However, the main components of copium with the interdimensional flux is technically the addiction part of it.
Side effects,
Because
schmide
if,
effects. I'm gonna fucking eat so much of that goo.
but it is
telling you,
technically,
chat. Clip some of what the fuck Buffer said.
it's
I
technically,
did too.
it's technically very hard to come by, interdimensional flux because there, in order for it to seep, you have to keep ripping at a dimensional rift in space time. You travel, so depending on how far you travel. So if it's from where I am, let's say from where I live to where Antara lives on Earth, wherever it is, it's technically safe to me. It's safe for me to go back and forth. However, if it's for me to go from Earth to my bakery, it's technically difficult because each time I would have to wait, depending on how many times I use it, half an hour to almost an hour. If it's used constantly throughout that time period, it'll start to seep out.
Interesting.
So there are,
It's like picking a scab, right? Like fucking
That's like
you just keep doing it until you have a space scar.
if you want to go with that,
I am simple.
if you want to think of it that way, then yes, it would be similar to that.
I want to pick the space scab.
However, there still is the kind of multiverse which was technically going to be taught. However, that class was cancelled.
oh,
So I wasn't able to take that. So the other one was to read up upon bending space and time. However, I only know the terminology and what to do if an interdimensional flux has been seeping, because technically it is quote unquote free, as you humans say it, free real estate, because if it is open, you can technically scoop it up and then keep it within a jar. Um, the last person I actually baked for, where I did make something of that, would have to be the Scorpion Queen, because that was her favorite.
the
You got to try
Scorpion
the
Queen.
forbidden goo?
Not princess. I believe I said queen.
Oh.
There is
Did I not?
he doesn't know, does he?
He does not. That was the last time I ever.
There is no queen.
In from what I remember.
Okay. Maybe that was before. You're much older than I. Maybe. Oh, you know my
You
mom. You know my mom.
Or their mom, how old are they? Which Scorpion Queen? There's probably fucking thousands of them.
Yeah.
and Tara's mother. And Tara's mother. I came across. From what I was told, was to serve, obviously, the royalty.
You met Fuchsia?
I did.
Queen
I
Fuchsia.
I made that was her favorite. I believe it was for humans it would be considered a cookie with jam inside. Um, Technically for her it was something that she always looked forward to, and that there was no one else in the universe to make it. I decided to take that hard and difficult task because I wouldn't be here because technically I would be in prison, stuck on the Scorpion homeworld. However, I successfully made it, and I'm here. But that was the last time that I saw Queen Fuchsia. From there, I don't know what happened. It was only until I met her daughter years later,
Ah.
or eons
Okay.
later, I would say.
That's like the one reason I have this purple hair up here. I inherited that from my mother. It
Yeah,
combined the red and fuchsia, so it's
I,
turned purple.
if you've met their mother, then I have to ask someone who isn't them, right? Which one of them are crazier, the mother or the offspring? Because they're both pretty fucking crazy.
Uh-huh.
um,
Answer correctly.
I'm holding the tail. You can say what you want. It hurts, but do it.
Actually, from my end, your arms are just in front of me.
you're holding her back.
It's just a rendering error. It's fine. Yes, I'm holding it. My hitbox is still true, even if my visuals aren't.
Who's there? Technically, Fuchsia was more calm. She was strict. I remember that. She would always request my services whenever she just grew tired of everyone not getting her correct food correctly. So she always requested me to make almost everything. Um, Technically, the true answer is neither.
Yes! Let's go!
That's a cop out. Cop out.
No. You misunderstand. You're both just fucking
Wait,
batshit.
what?
No, not in that aspect, because that is technically the personality of
Gay?
a scorpion. The one who is batshit crazy is the king. I remember because the
Yeah.
courting, I remember the whole courting issue. That was always a problem. From there, I didn't know what happened. Then, eons later, I come across her daughter.
Crazy.
Yeah, you don't want to find out. Let's keep this say so. I don't want to say what we want.
Fair. Fair. Thank you for informing me just how batshit both of them are. I appreciate it. I will use this as feature ammo.
You're lucky I'm on Earth and my powers don't work. I would electrocute the hell out of you.
Sounds like a skill issue, nerd!
No, what's wrong with this planet?
Alright. So, I believe I stole the last question on you, so go ahead.
Oh yeah, you definitely did, and I noticed, but it's okay. Uh, Here on Earth we celebrate, well, as my 3 years on here, we have celebrated some holidays. I kind of want to know what is your favorite holiday or a day you celebrate. Doesn't have to be here on Earth. It could just be, a space holiday too. Huh.
Technically, there are no space holidays.
It could be. Who knows?
There's no space holidays? How do you celebrate your space birthday?
I have some, and I'm from space.
Yeah, well, we're all from space because everything's in space. That doesn't count. You live on a planet. That's not space. Coward.
I'm from a star.
Okay. It's still a body of mass. How do you celebrate your space birthday? This is the important question.
Technically, there are celebrations, but it's not the same way as a birthday. We don't celebrate birthdays. We kind of throw, like, how can I explain this? We do give gifts on days of occasion that are technically special, so yes and no. Particularly as a way to kind of give more things, it would be a gift of, well, in very special occasions, it would be granting someone jewelry from stardust, forging stuff out of stardust. But that takes a while because it takes the fires of a dying star to forge most things. However, if landing on Earth, I would probably have to say either Halloween or Christmas. Those are the two that I enjoy.
Do you mind elaborating why? What particular things about them just flip your fancy?
Well, so we don't have anything of that sort in space. Particularly, the reason why I enjoy Halloween is more of the whole festivities and kind of these special desserts that you can make as long as alongside Christmas.
All
You
right.
have a favorite Christmas?
I'm going to butcher this, but it is called a bûche de Noël.
Bush done.
What is it?
What is that?
So it is I believe it is in the shape of a log that is made of chocolate. That's how I can basically make it easier. It is in English, it is called a Yule log.
Oh, is it the ones and it has the like
I've
doughy
never-
breading inside, and it's like in a little swirl in that log shape, and there's like a cream like between the rolled flats.
Correct. It is a spiral in the middle of it when you cut it in half.
I have
Let's
never actually seen one of
Fucking
those.
go!
Sure. Never seen one of those.
I am so goddamn down for that. Listen, I'm put some fucking Yule logs on back order if you're making some.
Particularly, I have to go through Earth recipes first before I throw them out into my bakery.
Damn.
So it may be eons later.
But I can still order it, right?
It'd just be on
If-
back order for
if-
eons.
If glitched humans can last that long, then perhaps.
They don't, but I feel like someone else will enjoy it once it gets here. They're pretty good.
Yeah, it will just come to your residence and be under a different name and be like, oh, look, a Yola.
Yeah, right? Assuming civilization lasts that long. If
I'm
not
scared of you.
you, hell yeah, I'm scarier than the fucking psycho. Let's go.
No, no one's gonna say let's go with you. Not one
Let's
person.
let's go.
Get your big boobas out of the camera, okay?
No.
By the way, I'm doing good there. Thank you for coming to my stream. Or actually, it's Buffer's stream, but I'm in it too, so it's both our streams, technically.
We all exist at the same time.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. So, Antara, you
Yes.
can go again.
Yeah.
Because I
Oh.
stole 2 questions. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
like
good
play
thing you
with
were
the.
keeping
I'm gonna play with like the pink back part of your hair while you're just continue.
the pink.
Yeah, it looks soft.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's see. Um, Cosmic, you're a streamer, right? So, I do want to know what has been your favorite stream so far.
I haven't really streamed a lot. Particularly.
I'm being raided, everyone. Sorry. Thank you for the raid, Nitro Nova. Okay, go ahead, Cosmic. What's your favorite stream so far? It's a question.
I haven't really streamed a lot. I would like to.
Um, am I just
What's
going
that?
crazy, or did your audio cut out?
It sounded like I think their audio cut out. Is their audio
Oh,
cut out?
let me check right now.
Is still here?
Okay, no. I had to think about it for a second. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Favorite stream so far. I haven't really done a lot. Maybe my Holocure stream. If not that one, maybe later in the future, I can probably stream Risk of Rain 2. If not, maybe I don't know. Maybe Skullgirls in the future.
Skullgirls, let's go.
Go goes, yeah. Turn up,
That
y'all.
that's a jab towards Antara.
I know. Should I announce what that should I not announce that right now or?
Do what you
I
want.
mean, it's up to you.
Okay, yeah. Skullcross is for our prom date here on December 4th. We are gonna be doing a collab of Skullgirls for prom, VTuber prom.
That's so fucking cute.
It was my actually Cosmic brought it up, but then I had to convince them that let's go with that.
The reason why she convinced me was because she said she would scream at me. I didn't choose. I just went with that because it was a fighting game I remember playing.
What? I wouldn't scream at you. Oh wait,
That's what you
I'm
told
doing that
me.
exactly now.
Nice. All right. I didn't know about that. That's fucking cool. Hell yeah. Um.
Hey, I asked 2 questions, Buffer. You can go now.
All right. I will. In that
Okay.
case, let me think. So you mentioned Risk of Rain, right? But I remember, I believe, was it your debut? I believe it was your debut when you started playing that, as you were talking, which would lead me to assume that is a game you are very fond of. Would that be fair to say?
That is correct. I have stated in a Discord server that I would like to stream the that I would like to stream the Legend of Zelda franchise because that's what I wanted to do. And particularly, the reason that stopped me was of my knowledge of that entire franchise, and particularly with Risk of Rain 2. And with Risk of Rain 2, it's the same way because I felt that I would be too much of a nerd trying to talk about it when, from what I have learned from watching a lot of VTubers and a lot of streamers, is that you don't want to talk about the game, and particularly you kind of want to just talk about. It's mainly, from what I've heard, is to turn off your brain and just spew.
No,
That
shut
is
up.
what.
No, that's cringe. Be passionate. Be a nerd. Fucking talk all you want about the game you love. God damn it. Fucking be you. Just embrace it and fucking spew those beautiful thoughts about the game you love.
Yeah, just
Don't worry about
release
what
all
other
your nerd
VTubers do.
knowledge.
Become
Yeah.
become you. Or re-become
Be-
you.
Well,
Embrace
be you.
embrace your passions. I like personally, at least, like listening to, if I had to choose between streamers, I would absolutely rather watch the one who's passionately talking about something they fucking love than just listen to someone do the same fucking generic stream number 245 of hi guys, I'm playing this game today. Whoa, that's cool. Whoa, that's interesting. Ha 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 ha. Fuck that. Let's see your passions. Let's hear you ramble fucking for 2 hours about a fucking rendering technique used in only Link's Awakening. I don't give a fuck what it is. I want to hear it. Let's hear that nerdy passion.
Um, Hopefully,
Okay.
later in the near future, that can be arranged. Particularly if anyone else owns it, I would like to kind of stream and collab with them. If I can set it up correctly, maybe do the very first Risk of Rain, which that one was actually a bit more chaotic. However, technically, both the only two games are chaotic in their own sense.
I've heard as such. I know there's a thing called a ukulele, and I've heard it fucks shit big.
Wait, what
And his
does
mu-
so?
and his music was legendary.
I know nothing about this game.
So, here's a bit of a taste. Ukulele and the item when you pick it up, it is an actual ukulele. Technically, it's more of a guitar, not a ukulele. The description, each item has a description of what they do. This one just says dot dot dot, and his music was legendary. The more you stack, the more items that you collect of ukulele, your chances are to proc it grow immensely. So what it does, when it means, I might be wrong. I don't know if it was his music was legendary or if his music was electric. Ukulele. Am I right with what it says? No, and his music was electric. That's what it was called. Um, what it does is every time you grab it, you stack it, there would always be, anytime you hit an enemy, it would proc, it would then do a chain of lightning hitting each and every target. So the more you stack, the more it'll start to chain and hit every single target. From the game, there's a chance to get luck. There's always a chance to obtain a way to continue procking. When you get it, you would be able to then proc more chains, lightning chains, one after another, every time you stack it and every time you grab an item, which is a legendary item by the name of 57 Leaf Clover.
Okay. Huh.
Fucking yes. I've seen one of my friends play it.
Like,
I've gotten to witness that. It's fucking
actually,
absurdity.
Technically, we haven't announced. Well, we have announced that we would do that game. But we haven't really sent out a tweet, so that's not setting it in stone. How much is this game right now?
Wait, which game?
Hold on.
Huh? What? I'm a
Not
little
the, it's not the fourth
confused.
yet. Hmm. Hmm. That's more something I will discuss with Fantara afterwards.
Ooh, secrets, secrets.
Oh,
Interesting. I look forward to future announcements of things.
I don't even know the secret myself,
You
so
see, it's such a good
yeah.
secret. Not even the princess knows. Now that's a fucking good secret.
I need like spies or something. Where are my spy scorpions?
Shh, don't tell her. Don't tell her.
Don't
Hell
tell
yeah.
me what. Also, hi, Big Sweaty. Thank you for coming to my stream today. Thank you for dropping it.
Hold on, do you mind saying their name again, real quick?
The name is Big Sweaty Gamers.
That's fucking glorious. What? A big sweaty gamers. That's a fucking glorious name. 10 out of 10. I love you.
I named a Pokemon after them
That's even
during my
better.
Scarlet
Your
Nuzlocke.
your big fucking sweaty gamers Pokemon. That sounds great.
Which reminds me, you haven't continued with that, have you?
No, I haven't recently. No,
I
no,
realize I'm
my Nuzlocke ended, but like I'm still playing with. I will play it just regularly on stream. But yeah, I got to the Elite Four, so I'm there. That's where I left off. Maybe I'll do that like this weekend or something. Or I don't know.
actually one thing that I realized, which I can probably just say it now, is that instead of Skullgirl,
Yeah.
I can drag you into the world that is Petrichor 5, Petrichor 6, I believe. The moon that is technically home to one of the two brothers, and technically one of well, no, not no. The planet is called Petrichor 5. The moon is where one of the brothers reside.
Measure Core 5. What's. Oh, that's Risk of Rain, right? That's a Risk of Rain thing?
Yes, Petrichor
Okay.
5 is a kind of sanctuary that one of the brothers made that planet to be, while the other one was trapped on the moon.
Yeah.
So technically, I could throw you into the hell that is Risk of Rain too.
I don't like being thrown into hell. I threw myself into the hell of Code Vein. That was so fun, but it was still hell after not playing like a Dark Souls type game. Also, Buffer I think went to defrag or something like that. Oh, my chat says Big Buddy says I turned away for a second and Buffer died. Buffer will be back. They had to do glitch stuff. I don't know what that is, but they had to do glitch stuff. So should I just ask another question here? Is that what I should do? Take over? I am.
I believe so. You have the floor.
Okay. Uh the floor is mine. Okay. Let me think up a question here. This is a very off tangent, but as a person who likes to collect many things, I have my own prized possessions, but I want to know if you have any prized possessions. Oh, do you
Any
have any prized
prize,
possessions, Cosmic?
any prized possessions that I own. I can probably say that there's a I'd probably go with the collector's item for the Scott Pilgrim game that I not too long ago got.
Oh, Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, I bought
I
it
love that show.
I bought the collector's edition or the KO edition, um, I believe 2 years ago, I think, or something like that.
It,
it was supposed to arrive not too long ago. It didn't, and so I may or may not have gotten it like a couple of, I think last month it finally arrived, and I would say that would be my prized possession. If not that one, maybe.
I really love
Yeah.
that answer though. I like the music in that show. I mean, it sounds a lot better than like Buffer talking all the time.
Buffer's
Oh,
Don't
just
tell Buffer I said that. No.
Buffer's just staring off.
I can't believe this.
Yeah.
First, you tell them I'm
What?
defragging publicly.
What?
Second, I see how it is. I can't believe that. Here, you know what? It's
Is
okay.
Buffer here?
It's okay.
Buffer? Where's Buffer?
I'll just go back down here.
Did you hear that, Cosmic?
I believe I did.
Oh, okay. So I'm just not insane like I was being told I was earlier.
No,
Oh,
you're insane.
wait, my mind is confirming that I'm insane. Oh
Well,
God.
technically, since I can now ask the host a question.
Yeah, feel free.
I
What
reemerge.
what song would you
Oh,
do a
welcome back,
cover of
Buffer.
What? This is a question for me?
for
Or me.
either host?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. So,
Mm,
there. Let's see. There's a few. I'm gonna give you like a couple or maybe three because they're all fantastic. One is actually an unusual choice of Market Land, um, by Neil of Lemon Demon because I unfortunately, or fortunately, depending upon your perspective, have the type of voice who can sing that pretty fucking on spot perfectly, but then also I would do my own fun with it. So that'd be a blast. And then as for other ones, uh, Ace would probably be You're an Ace. A kid would be a fantastic one to do by Demon Dice. Lastly, I would say, um, God, probably something along the lines of fucking Cabinet Man. That'd be a fun one.
Hmm.
You'll definitely have to send me those artists, by the way. I love listening to music.
You fucking got it. I've got my whole ass list of fucking weird core and cool shit that you're probably gonna want. I'm gonna make you regret that.
Okay, okay. But don't make me regret it too much because Big Sweaty is saying whoever made the interview room, it looks beautiful, and whoever made it is legendary.
What? Really? Thank you. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much. Yay. Ah.
But it just has relay that. But on the topic of covers, it's a little hard because there's multiple people, but I'm currently working on a cover of a Yandere cipher. I have three separate parts. One of them is Iron Mouse's part. That's fun. VTuber Iron Mouse. One I think is the girl from what is it? Uh, Comey. Comey can't communicate. There's like a Yandere girl in there or something. Yeah. And I forget the other one, but her part is probably the hardest part. Yeah. Or no, maybe it's the girl from Future Diaries. Yeah. But I'm not psycho, just like Yandere psychos. Um Also, I want to cover the song Celestial, which is by Ed Sheeran. It is so beautiful sounding. And also, it looks like it was made in Microsoft Paint. It scratches my brain in the right way. Or what? I don't know where it was made, though. But Celestial is the. Do you mind if I. You're not finished with the Pokemon game yet. You probably already know this. So, spoiler alert, but Celestial by Ed Sheeran is the ending credits song to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I kind of came across that when I was reading reviews about the game.
What?
I didn't want to spoil it, so I was giving you a chance to stop me at any moment.
How did they? Wait, they got a whole fucking. What? But they. What? You know what? Sure, yeah, checks out. All right. I mean, fuck it. They've already got Toby Fox on board. Might as well just fucking yoink everyone in. Why not?
Toby Fox, Ed Sheeran. I
God.
wonder when Taylor Swift is gonna get in there with some vocal.
God, no. 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 Too
You're
much.
not a Swiftie? No?
No, it was always over the radio, constantly, non fucking stop, every hour of every minute of every fucking day for like years. Ah, oh no more.
I think
Okay,
you were kind of whacking me in the head with your head, right?
no, it's okay. I'm just cleaning your face off with my hair.
Oh,
See,
so
it's a
silky soft.
well, of course.
I'm rubbing my face on the back of your hair, if that's okay.
Thanks. On my screen, on my stream, it looks a little different.
You don't know what your screen looks like.
um, hell yeah. So, question for the Butler of the group: do you mind sharing with me some of the things you hold highest in importance when it comes to your duties? After all, different people hold different things in higher regards. Obviously, they're still the tenants of the job, but nonetheless, they are perceived differently from one to another. So, what's important to you related to your service? What is stuff like that? If applicable, after all, there are some honor bound things that are also not to be spoken of, and I do not wish to intrude upon such things as well. Oaths, etc.
So, like my services of being a butler, that's what you're asking?
Yes, and also as a cook, which I know has its overlaps, but nonetheless, I would like to also mention that because you have a high amount of skill in such an area.
Let me see. What's one thing that I hold highest to?
For example, if you would like one, um, I've heard people taking oaths and similar to the idea of making sure not to waste, making sure not to cause any problems. Obviously, those are objectives normally, but they take it to a higher tier. Some will focus on the highest quality possible, some will focus on the highest efficiency possible, some people will focus on some
Well,
sort of specific task.
well, the oath that I know of is to basically protect, serve, and technically die for those that we are working for, regardless of who it is. Uh, so whether in an alternate universe, a version of myself does the same thing, um, particularly it's to do our job correctly and efficiently as possible.
Interesting. Okay. And
Definitely sounds like a butler answer to me. Yeah, right?
I was just gonna say you sound like a security guard who can cook.
Isn't that what a butler kind of is? Gotta take care of their masters, right?
God damn. Dedication. I like it.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite master? You've gone through many, being eternal after all now. Or just one of your favorites. You know what? I'm not going to ask your favorite because I bet you want to wait to talk about that with your group eventually. So just one. Just give me an example of one you enjoyed. And Scarlett's mom does not count. I doubt they would be on that list anyway.
She would technically be third on my list.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Second on my list. I would probably have to be one of the ancient ones.
Which one?
That is for you to speculate and for me to know.
Understood. So that they who shall not be named, understood.
Not I don't think you're thinking of the ancient ones as what I'm thinking of. Gods and deities of beyond incomprehensible knowledge of that humans cannot understand.
And yet you made them tea. Nice.
Made them tea. He's gonna make them a whole Yule log
Soon.
soon. Soon
Uh,
they'll have cosmic Yule log.
I don't remember the first one. Unfortunately, that was a while back. How when I Yeah, I don't know who the first one was. Unfortunately, I can't answer that one.
That is perfectly okay. And by the way, for chat, I found someone's very excellently drawn Yule log. So we're gonna put that on screen just so you know what they look like. Oh god, I broke it. Never mind. Fuck you, chat. You don't get the Yule log anymore. But nice. Alright. So I'm trying to think, right?
Uh-huh. Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm not good at it.
You have a malfunction. Okay. I see.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Scarlet, your turn. Because my brain broke.
Your brain broke. Okay, that's what I figured. Okay. Do I have a what is my question? Oh god.
Oh
A
god.
spam. There's spam in my chat.
Yo, let's go. Spam the chat more. Fucking fill it.
I could ban them.
Do it.
You're banned. You're banned. Right. Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. My question is, I think you mentioned, you enjoy anime like people here on this planet seem to. You have to that up, right? So, like, I think there's a genre called isekai. So, I want to know if you woke up in another world, which world would you want it to be, and would you have like a sidekick or a partner in that world? I know. I asked these questions.
We would have to. Okay. Maybe. What world would I enjoy? I don't think that one's one. That one's just getting trapped. I would probably would have to go with. What world would I join? Well, most of them are kind of scuffed. I can't really think of anything. But for a title, if I'd rather have a sidekick or just be solo, probably a sidekick.
It'd be a glitchy sidekick, right?
Why would he want a malfunctioning sidekick? That sounds. You already have a problem.
Nah, it's a solution. No one can hit you if they don't know what part of you is real.
I feel like that would be kind of an obstacle.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't believe this. Alright. So
Also, Luna, are you saying congrats on the interview? Are you telling that to Cosmic? I think my chat is saying congrats on the interview, Cosmic. I
Thank
think that's
you.
what they mean. And thank you for coming to the stream, Luna.
thank you, Luna.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
So important question coming up. Very important question. Probably the most important question you might get ever. What is your favorite game for the Nintendo? God damn it, Nintendo Wii, or equivalent generation console, if applicable or necessary.
We maybe. I have to replay Twilight Princess. I can't really say that one because I don't remember it. I can't really say Metroid Prime 3 because that one's also another one I would have to play again. Maybe the Metal Slug Anthology that was added. Or Super Mario Galaxy.
Super Mario Galaxy, let's go!
Let's go! Yay, turn up. Oh. Woo.
The others sound pleasant as well. However, I have less experience with those. But
Was Twilight Princess one of those you mentioned? I've always wanted to play that one.
I would definitely recommend playing it on the GameCube if you're gonna. I haven't finished it, but I fucking got far in it at least. It feels a little better. The controls just feel a little better in the GameCube one. But they're both fucking 10 out of 10 because it's still Twilight Princess.
The only Zelda game I've ever played was Majora's Mask, which I love that one, so I'd love to go and play the ones before that. So
Or Breath of the
when did
Wild.
Majora's Mask come out? Was
Majora's
that
Mask
before
was for
Twilight?
the Nintendo 64, so that was
Oh. Well,
um
I played the 3DS version of that one, so
oh, okay, yeah. I forgot they made that. Yeah, that's fair. Breath of the Wild is still my favorite though. Oh my god. I know it doesn't count because it's not traditional, but god damn it do I fucking love it. Oh, are you excited for the sequel to Breath of the Wild?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Excellent.
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Hell yes.
I still need to beat the prequel. Don't know when I'll go back to that, but it's on my list. It's on the same list as me going back to beating Final Fantasy VII, the remake. A raccoon dog wanted to steal my money from me. So that threw a wrench in my plans. I wasn't able to go back to the remake.
Happens to the best of us. I understand. Um, and so, of course, feel free to not mention anything if it's not ready yet, or if you don't want to announce it yet. However, do you have any future projects that you're planning? If so, are there any teases you'd like to tell the audience?
Ooh.
Projects, maybe a new look is one of them. Once I kind of master certain music program, I will probably then start making covers, hopefully. Um, Maybe kind of look out towards Twitter to see if anyone else is interested on doing any covers as well. But anything that is happening right now, maybe just a new look.
Hell
And
yes.
is it gonna be by the same mom or no? Can I ask that? You don't have to answer.
I'll take a pass on that one.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing it when it happens. And all you defects better be looking out too. Because god damn are these reveals tips fun. So make sure everyone enjoys the fun. And with that, let's see. I'm going to give you a choice. And I would like to hear your decision for it. Let's decide between the following. Would you like to have a free one where you talk about, go in depth about something completely of your own choice, own volition, no relation whatsoever to anything that's been talked about? Or do you want to flip the tables on either one of us and ask a question back?
You know,
Free
when you're
question with
maybe
no
we're
limits.
asking questions.
Or you can also choose both because it's your choice. And what am I going to do? Stop you?
I mean, I already flipped the table once, so just go with the first option.
All right.
The floor is all yours.
I'm gonna make you big. Big Butler.
Ian? Big Butler?
Big Butler.
I like big butlers and I cannot deny.
Big.
Are you other butlers?
They're big now.
So, it looks correct on my screen. I should make you big too. Big Butler. There you go. What was option one?
No, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
I think you can talk about literally anything you want to right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Free round. You get to go and have some fun. Just chat, discuss, fucking ramble. Go for it.
I feel like the what is that? I feel like maybe there should have been a couple of other questions. I just don't really know 100% like what you could add. The probably one of them would be the like what I try to achieve. For me, one thing I would like to achieve to basically move on, to kind of gain experience is obviously do a lot more collabs, hopefully stream a lot more, um, hopefully pick better times to stream, because I technically do it around the time that I am free and available, around the times like I play video games normally. I know that tomorrow I will I don't remember if I stream tomorrow. I think I do, but I will be busy early on in the day because I have something to go do. One stuff that I would like to hone. One, I want to hone my skills. Hopefully draw. That is one thing that will take some time. Probably master. Probably have to start now and then just kind of see how far I've done. The same, basically a year later. The next thing that I would like to probably master is probably singing. Get that out of the way. Do covers. Trying to do covers with other people. Doesn't matter either very popular or not popular. I'd still like to do that. Maybe with the VTuber group that I am part of, V collab, if anything of that sort can happen. If not, hopefully, if I make it Gen 1 or Gen 2, doesn't matter, for Kokoro Cafe. This still applies the same way. The other thing would probably be to get a lot more variety, or maybe stick to certain games instead of kind of trying to play popular games that a lot of people play. Maybe, I don't know, but there's still a couple of things I would still like to master and hone before applying to the big leagues. That would probably take maybe like a year or two. Also, probably finish my major, kind of complete that, do audio engineering, help others out with either making BGMs or help them out with basically helping them out with covers if they need help with by any chance. But anything else, not really. One day, reveal my actual name.
One day, perhaps.
One day, again, it could happen whenever, either a shadow drop or just when I feel like to, or when I feel like it.
The Butler of Space does as they please at the time they wish.
Well, typically our schedules are a lot busier since we have to make a lot of kind of adjustments to our schedules, depending on who we're working for. I know that if I had to do, for instance, let's say if Princess Antara didn't come to Earth, and I would have to subject the schedule working around practically everyday life for her, again, set everything up, again, make breakfast, clean after her, help her out, dinner, lunch, dinner, set
You've
up
got
everything.
brunch.
Hmm?
Brunch? Brunch is a concept, you know?
Nah,
Brunch.
Scarlet, I think you just eat too many meals in one day. You're at like 5, 6 already? 7? 8! I can't believe it. 8?
Yes, and I look great for how many meals I eat, okay?
Damn.
Being royalty, you have, a dietitian,
You have more meals a day than limbs.
But they're small meals,
Whatever works for you. But as you were saying,
They're like racing.
But I feel like that should technically be it. Well, technically, a shadow drop can happen whenever. So, technically, I can do it now. If
it's
you
true.
follow me on Twitter, you might see that there has been a new tag that I have been using.
Ooh.
Called Maki on air. I haven't really shown or told anyone my actual name.
Interesting, interesting. By the way, Chad, it happens to be a perfect coincidence that their Twitter is in fact linked in the description below. However, I have no fucking clue if it's in the princesses because I forgot to ask before we started. I know it's in the bottom of mine. If not, Scarlet, get good. Skill issue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not in mine. So.
It will be there shortly.
So
Probably.
continuing onward, the name that I will be using, technically my actual name, is it's funny because it's technically named after an actual drink, because technically when we are given actual names, well, actual last names, first names are not given, so we kind of have to work around being called after our last names, or just
like Princess Scarlet. Yeah.
Correct. So technically, a name that they gave me was, because of the color of my hair is the coffee color, it is technically named after a drink. So my name is Makiāto Forger. That is my entire name.
Makiāto Forger.
Makiāto Forger.
That's a fucking sexy name.
So they named me, for short, you can say Maki, but the actual entire name is Makiāto Forger. At least my entire name. I haven't really said anything about it yet. I have been trying to. I couldn't really find a particular date to say it, but that is what it is.
Woo! Fuck yeah! Let's go! I like it. I fucking look forward to seeing that change on your fucking account soon. That is a smooth name. I fucking love it.
Makiāto Forger. I just like saying it now. I'll probably be saying that all night.
Well, think about it. Even in syllable structure, it flows fucking perfect.
It really does. Makiāto Forger.
How do you feel about your name, Makiāto?
Very bouncy.
I can call you Mr. Forger.
I'm just
if you care for, that's completely up to you.
We can call them Yato.
Yato. Hey, Yato. How's it going, Yato? Let's fucking go.
Sounds like a spasm. Yato is Yato. I love it.
Oh my god, I love that name. I'm just ruining it because I'm like that. But like, ignore me. It's a great name.
Yeah, I agree too.
It's fucking perfect. I love it.
Laughing is just buffering.
Yato. God, I love that. All right, so since such a big announcement has been made, I'm going to keep you big for the rest of the stream. I hope you don't mind.
Do we have any more questions? Or like, I'm all out of them.
Oh, you're out of questions already? Where's the showman spirit? Come on, you're the princess. You've got a fucking crowd you have to announce. Here's what we're gonna do instead. We're gonna commit murder. And by murder, I mean we're gonna ask some big shot questions.
Oh, big shot questions.
Big shot questions. Are you ready? I hope so. So, I'd have to ask, with that announcement, how do you think the community will react? What do you think? After all, it's probably a very anxious thing to ask. Or I suppose to announce, right?
Well, since people call me by the stream name, not really by my actual I haven't really given my actual name until now. Particularly the name that everyone calls me is Coffee, which is technically a name that I technically go by. One of the nicknames, but I don't know. I truly haven't asked everyone.
No, exactly. What do you think is going to happen? Not necessarily like what is, but you think they'll like it? I think they'll like it. I think they'll love it because it's a pretty fucking good one.
Again, it goes with the same idea of I haven't really shown them the name. It's very I won't know until I ask people, but that is my name now.
Hell yes. All right. And don't worry, I'll be changing the title of the stream very shortly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Honestly, though, I have one more big shot question of the two. And then, if there's anything else we can finish up with, we will. And then, that sounds like that'll probably be the conclusion of it. Does that sound good with you?
That sounds perfect.
Alright. In that case, here is my last question. Do you have any advice you'd like to provide other VTubers, especially ones who are just starting off, such as yourself?
I will technically go with what has been told. Technically, I will give the corporate answer, which I kind of took to heart. It's never, if you are going to stream and you want to make it to the big leagues, I suggest you start now. It gets to a point where if you start very later, your advantages will slowly slip away. However, that doesn't really mean much. So right now, whatever skill you want to hone it. Whether it's baking, making drinks, making music, drawing, singing, voice acting, whatever it is, I suggest that you move forward, that you keep pushing forward and you reach for the stars. And again, if one day one of us becomes one of your Oshis, again, myself, Antara, Buffer, Yin,
Luna.
just Luna, Ghosty, just to name a few. Start now, and I know that in particularly not a lot. And if you are a guy, I suggest that you kind of work harder. Not to say, but I'm just saying that typically most groups, there aren't a lot of guy groups. So if you are a guy, or if you are a girl that is tired of playing a girl character and want to be a guy character, it also applies. So just keep working hard. If you have any problems, ask other people that you know, especially if you're an introvert. I know that it's hard because I am one as well. But again, just don't be afraid. Ask the question. Ask a lot of it. Yeah, this is a way for you to kind of break out of that shell. It does take a while, but I know that it can't, with hard work, it will, you can achieve a lot, and that is one thing that I'm hopefully, and one day will come true.
Oh,
That is
yes.
some really sound advice, and yeah, I wish I had some of that advice laid on me beforehand. So,
Yes, absolutely.
that is 100% straight fire advice right there.
And with that, I would like to thank you again for joining me today because it is always a delight to see new faces, and I hope to possibly have some streams in the future with you as well. Because after all, you are now officially part of my friends, which means that you are contractually obligated to do as I say. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice.
You have a choice.
I technically, there's no on that one. However, it is our choice to first get accustomed to the person, and we are the ones that get to choose whether we will continue to serve or basically turn you down.
Ooh, interesting. Spicy. I like it. Spicy, just like that new name of yours. I love it. And with that, thank you again very much for joining me, both you and our lovely co-host as well.
Thank you. My pleasure to join you, Buffer. And thank you for being our guest today, Cosmic. It's been a pleasure interviewing you too.
The pleasure's all mine.
Thank you very much. And with that, I bid everyone adieu. Peace out.